Steve, here we are at Chrome Festival.
Well, pretty impressive to say the least, really. I mean, it's 6 years since they've been here. He's done an awesome job. He's filled it, he's packed it. The crowd seems to be huge today. But the level of cars here is exceptional, to say the least.
As you were saying last night on our wee reel, it's world class, really. You've been in to SEMA and a lot of the really cool shows, and yeah, it rivals anything in the world for sure. He's a noisy bugger, isn't he?
This guy is.
Yeah.
But been going to SEMA and everything else, I mean, and a lot of Kiwis and Aussies have been to SEMA. You go to Aussie, the bar's lifted there. The bar is lifted here. I mean, the builders that are doing cars in New Zealand throughout the country have lifted the bar. They know what they want. New Zealand people that are getting the cars built actually know what they want and know that they can get it done in New Zealand now.
So we're on the stand with Hemi with the mount shop, and we're going to have a bit of a korero with him later. But in the meantime, we're going to wander around and have a look at some cars that tickle our fancy.
Yeah, tickle your fancy.
Yes, sir.
Well, here we are at Real Rides. Kayton Coughey, we could talk about cars, but you've got 4 cars here. Let's talk about the effort and all the hours that have gone into this to get here, to put a show on. It's an exceptional show. We were just talking about the quality of cars in New Zealand. You've been to SEMA, you know what it's all about. You know where the bar is and what you've had to do to get to that bar to keep the Kiwis keeping the business in New Zealand. Talk to us about the journey of getting here, mate.
Well, I guess it started about probably 3 months ago, and when the show first got announced, we thought, well, the first indoor show in about 7 years or something. So we thought, well, we better get on board with this one. And we had several cars that were close, but we started kind of getting towards the date, and then the last couple of weeks has just been mental. I've had, we got 14 staff that for the last week have just been working on getting here.
Yeah.
I've been working on the stand and all the bits and pieces that go with it for 3 or 4 weeks full time with my marketing lady Kelly, and it all just pull it together in the last minute.
Yeah, well, mate, you've done yourself proud because I mean, looking around, the cars are exceptional. I mean,
yeah, like all of our staff, they've been pulling hours, several hours a day for days and days, weekends. Kelly in marketing, all the wives and everything like that support us all.
Well, everybody's got to sacrifice, right?
Yep. The owners of the cars that are either available or they're helping out getting ready, or putting their hands in their pockets and helping getting the show stuff ready.
Yeah. Well, mate, you've done Real Rides proud. You're already on the map. Now you're really on the map with bringing 4 cars here. So congratulations, mate. And if I was a judge or anything else, mate, hey, I know I can look at cars, mate, and yours are faultless, mate. So, mate, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, Jess. We like to. We don't build show cars. We build good street cars. So there's some really beautiful cars here, and we're just proud to be part of it.
Yeah. No, good on you. We are looking at the 81 Camaro. You just said it's been 5-6 years in the build, mate. That's a long time. It's a big effort, but what an exceptional car.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Owner Michael brought it to us. He'd already started the build, and they've done a lot of the fabrication and stuff. And so he wanted to get started on all the rust work and the body mods. He brought it to us with a set of 2015 Camaro taillights and said, I want to make these work in this car, and that's kind of where our journey started with the car.
Yeah. Well, anything's possible, right? If you've got a vision and a dream, you've just got to run with it. But the colour, who picked the colour?
Well, there's a bit of a story behind the colour.
Yeah.
It was first going to be burgundy, and then it was going to be red, and then it was going to be grey, and then one day it was green, and we picked the colour that day because it was about a week away from being ready for paint, and a few spray out cards, a few little modifications, and green it was.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful green. Like any colour, you can spray all the colour spray outs you like, but to get it and make it work, mate, you cracked it.
Yeah, I think sometimes too, because we're using a lot of secondary colours, it's just as important to get that secondary colour right and make sure they work together.
Yeah, no, hey, awesome job, and mate, come and have a look at this one.
So we're here with Dereck Haggerty, the proud owner and builder of this beautiful Datsun 1200 Coupe. Welcome to the show, Dereck, and what a lovely, lovely car. Tell us a little bit about it.
Thanks, Angus. Yeah, look, it's a 1973 Datsun 1200 Coupe. We saved it, really. It was destined to be a rally car. And I guess in my yesteryear, we rolled, bowled and A-holed quite a few of them. So we chopped the roll cage out of it. Plates are still live.
Rusty?
No, actually.
No, goody, yeah.
You know how the old days you'd take the car to your acid dipper or water blaster and you take it there in a car trailer and bring it back in an ashtray? It wasn't that car.
So
she's a
It's
cracker.
amazing. It's a good one of Datsun's finest.
Yeah, so what it did reveal was probably a pre-road going bit of damage in the sill. So during lockdown, for those of us that had a bit of an aptitude for it, we managed to replaced all the sill and
get
did
some
a lot
shit
of
done in
work.
lockdown. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. And it retains the A12, A14.
So it's A15. So we rolled with I started with an A12, but then an A14, and then the A15 because it's got a bit more torque and
big block
for a road car.
A big block, yeah.
So I wanted to keep it sort of pre-JDM.
Yes.
So being with the 5-speed gearbox. I love the twin side drafts. It's got twin 40s on it.
Yeah.
It's got Gilmore Drive, but we've cut them down. They're actually out of Portugal, the Gilmore Drive, just to give that a little bit of a whine, but not to make your ears bleed.
Yes.
But that's pretty much
old
it.
school, but very blingy and very new. Does it drive well?
To be honest, it was only 2 weeks ago. We did a second. Well, the guy that helped me put it together, we second gear pull down the service lane, and that was it off to the sound shop.
I would say quite a few of these cars here probably have never been started. Just about. They're very, very cool.
Well, it's got a stage 5 cam in it at Auckland Cams, and it's got a GX head, which was quite rare.
Yep.
So that was soft. It's come back up here and get rehardened and stuff. So we
lots of stuff you don't see when you're building a car.
You did
to
right.
The standard.
And I think the thing about this build, Angus, is it's been every nut and every bolt I've touched.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's a story about everything. You know,
of course there is.
Knuckles and stuff. But,
and you're lucky to have a helpful and supportive wife in Marcia, who's done a bit of mini racing quite successfully over the years. And
absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing how the car people kind of, and there's people wandering past who know us from the old days. I've known you for quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love your nickname, Wobbly. Great name for that.
Always the way.
So that's I can be wobbly too after a few beers, but
I always thought I got better, but I got selected as I was going to be an All Black actually.
Right.
Had a mean as sidestep.
Okay.
But even I didn't know which direction I was going in, Angus. So.
Neither did they.
No, exactly.
There you go. Yeah. So enjoying the show?
It's mind-blowing, to be honest. I think the quality, it's really privileged to be in this hall. I'm really...
The top 50?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So the quality of build here is just incredible.
Out the gate, isn't it?
I've got to say that my choice is the old Camaro over there.
The green one? Yeah, that's pretty mean.
I'm pretty wrapped up in the engineering side of that.
Yeah.
It's a magnificent show, and I think the Chrome people have done an outstanding job.
Shall we have a little skid round?
Yeah, sure. You might have to push me though.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Well, I've got a lollipop.
Let's go. So obviously you've decided to take the wheels off. Is that to stop the tyres going square?
Yeah, we're just saving a bit of tread, really, get the mileage down.
So got all the LED lights up inside there?
Well, that's thanks to Milwaukee Tools.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little Milwaukee thing in there.
Yeah, that's cool. Because it's one thing building a car, and it's another thing bringing it, preparing it for a show, and bringing it so it's on display and it looks really nice.
Yeah, thank you. I think
it's very old school, isn't it? But it's immaculate. It's very nice.
Yeah, the only thing that's not original inside is that I couldn't find seats.
Right.
So there are an aftermarket low back, but then what we did is we sourced the fabric and we to original, pretty close to original, and it matches the back seat, so we redid all that.
Tell me about 740 boy.
Well, that's my little bloke. So that's my Liam.
Yes.
He's 740. It's a bit of a nod to him. He's what is he, 13 now, and that 740 was his first number in his BMX racing career. So
there you go. And I see there's some very cool BMX bikes here as well.
Oh yeah,
a bit of everything, eh?
Incredible, absolutely incredible.
One detail I really like in the back here,
Yeah.
and I think I'm right, is the covers for the speaker.
Yes.
Or the woofers. They mimic the little side grills on the guard.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice little touch.
Yeah, so these were done, a guy that we worked with, Ken and I, my father-in-law, he was an engineer, we worked together with about at another lifetime really. Well, Brendan owns one or two Sound Hub, and so when I wanted audio, I went straight to him, and I gave him a bit of a brief. So the whole concept is honouring the age of the car, and
And the owner.
And yeah, I guess, yeah, and he really flipped it out of the park.
That's mega.
There's just 2 subs there and 3 amps.
Yeah, that's all you need for a couple of
She's
doof-doofs.
pretty doof. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And we're running a Roadstar diff.
Yes, the old Ute.
Yep.
That's
it was just everything to
the
try
low
and keep
ratio.
it sort of period correct, you know.
Yes, period correct, but not. Oh, that's awesome, man. Well done. And
there's a bit of ghosting on the side. Have you captured that?
bit of ghosting
The Datsun emblem
in the paint.
in the paint.
Is
yeah.
there? Can we see that on this side?
Right. So we decided to, we stenciled it. Some guys from the South Island had one, so we photocopied it, and then my painter stenciled it on.
Yeah, so that's the sort of hidden detail in these cars that you've really got to stand and look, and to pick it up. And sometimes you'd never pick it up unless it was pointed out. But that's stuff that you know about, and that's awesome, eh? What a neat little car. So here we are with Richard, the creator of this wonderful Hillman Avenger Estate rally recce vehicle. Tell us a little bit about the car, Richard.
Yeah, so it's a 1980 Chrysler Avenger. Started off as a little 1600. Avenger swapped it with a big 4-litre Toyota 1UZ.
Oh, yes.
Yep, so it's a bit more powerful than its stock.
Yes.
The livery done is back in 1976. Top Motors brought over Andrew Cohen from Scotland to compete in the Heatway Rally.
Okay, the new Jimmy.
Yeah, which he actually won that year.
Yes.
So back in the 70s they had Valiant station wagons as the support vehicles. So it is sort of an old history, as if they had the V8 Avenger and used them as the rally support cars.
Right. So yeah, after a few beers, you came up with this concept. Yeah.
Actually, the funny story
darling.
It was actually over a few beers, because I've got a Valiant Charger as well, and I go down to Mopars in the south. At the time, I had the engine and a race car body, and I was going to put it in there. And I had just bought this, and I was complaining to my friend that the diff ratio was terrible, wasn't very good on the motorway. So my mate was like, "Why don't you put the V8 into it?" So
why
I'm
not,
like,
indeed?
Why not?
Yeah.
And then 7 months later, drove it back down to the South Island in his V8 trim.
How cool.
Yeah.
Show us around a little bit.
Yep.
So you can see he's got all the period sort of stuff, the fuel cans and the old radios, and as you would have had in the 76 and the heat, was it the Heatway? Yes.
Yeah, and the Heatway, so we've actually got some really cool memorabilia. I've got the souvenir from the 76 rally, the Heatway rally game.
Yep.
And then all the from 77 where we won the results, and also a lot of info about the Avengers in the rally days.
I see the Lesco fuel can. Those Kiwis that are old enough will recognise that Sir Len Southwood's company made them.
Yep, and that's also a Lesco down there as well, the Caltex one.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, yep.
Not sure I'd trust that jack, especially not in the gravel.
No, it doesn't actually work. So.
Right, there you go.
And we've got the navigator station down here, so we've got our rally notes, and that's the actual route for the 76 rally.
And the phone, is that like an army thing or what?
No, that's actually a New Zealand Post Office field telephone.
Wow.
So they would use, again, from the 70s, everything here is period from the 70s.
Yes, including you.
I'm 78, so, so late 70s, just squeak into the 70s, so a very good year. So yeah, everything is...
So it's all kind of okay till you get to up here, and then it's like, oh, what happened here?
Yeah, so mostly stock, we still get to here. And
we got the 8-stack Toyota
This is
V8.
where people's jaws sort of drop,
yeah,
and people realise it's not their grandpa's little Hillman anymore.
No, And you got the slicks on the roof for a tarmac stage?
No, they're my drag radials.
Right.
So
For drags.
I do
Yeah, okay.
drag this, and I do take it to a lot of track days. I've actually driven it on every single track in New Zealand.
Yes.
So went all the way down to Invercargill, the Taratonga, Cromwell.
What does it do down the strip?
Just 13 flat.
13 flat.
Yeah,
That's
13
pretty
flat.
respectable, isn't it?
Yeah, 13 flat, 109 mile an hour.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, pretty quick.
Wicked. And I love the display, and it's sort of different to all the other stuff here, but it's still very cool.
Yeah, I always do big themes. Like
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time I did a big summer holiday theme. This time it's the
rally
rally theme.
Yeah.
So you always like to put on a show. It's been months worth of collecting old stuff, going to op shops.
Of course.
All the stickers are period correct. I designed the Heatway Rally one myself based on stock photos, but all the rest is sort of period correct from
Crazy.
the 70s.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome. Well, there you go. Something different. A V8 Avenger station wagon, and does a 13-second quarter mile.
Yep.
Bring it on.
Here we are, just wandering around and looking at the detail in the cars. Now, look at this 51 Studebaker. The detail in the engine bay, all the wiring, all the pipe work, everything's been hidden away. Now, that's hours of work to get it hidden, but look at the color and everything else. It just pops. Just to get it to this stage, the detailing is phenomenal. You want to have a look at the inside part of this. So let's have a look at the interior. It's immaculate. There's a lot of work going on there. They've shaved all the dash there, polished all that up. The seats, brand new leather. Now, where do you get this color leather? Look at the pedals. A little bit of a naughty gear shifter there, but phenomenal. I mean, hands off to this guy. Now look at the door panel. Look at the work that's gone into that. All the handles, the trims, mate. This is remarkable. There's a lot of hours gone into this, and hats off to this fella. Now here's something that's got my fancy. Suburban. You don't see too many of these even in the States. This is a remarkable car. Hasn't been touched, it's pretty factory panels. It's not original color obviously, it's got a nice pearl white on top, but it hasn't been roof chopped. Most people would roof chop it, but beautiful interior, beautiful job, and a good all-round driver. Mate, this is my pick. Man, I'd love to own this car.
So here we have a hot rod display like they did in the 70s and 80s. My dad Gerald actually had a motor show, organised one at Cullen Showground in 1981 called Motorcade 81. And I remember as a young fella going there, and they were all very much displayed just like this. And bugging me 30 years later, there's still people that do it. And it's cool because I bet this car was built back then. It doesn't say on the thing, but look at the state of it. That's just bling bling. A little bit. No, I won't say what I was going to say there, but what an outstanding piece of Kiwi workmanship. I bet it's been featured in Hot Rod magazine. There's just so many stories and history behind these old hot rods. And to get it on the road, you'd never do that anywhere in the world. I recognise the front suspension, that's Jaguar. Yeah, just so cool.
Well, here we are at a 68 Chevelle. Special sort of a car for me. A friend of mine, Ernie, owns it. Beautiful paint job, but it would have to be. The man works for PPG. So can't drive around in a car and have a shit paint job. But to get it to something like this, it's hours of work. It's all got to be flattened back, polished, and polishing takes time, or wet sanded and re-cleared, then sanded and polished. It all depends what depth you want, and it all costs money. But every car in here has been sanded and polished. There's lots of polishing going on, and that is a labor of love. So if you're thinking why your paint job's going to cost you so much, it's the hours after the paint that's going to take the time to get it to the gloss. Now, Ernie, you owe me 20% discount for that little plug.
Well, it wouldn't be a trip to the show without a visit to our friend Hemi from Mount Shop, the brand and the man behind our little Talkin Torque podcast. So, kia ora, Hemi.
Kia ora, cuz.
Having a good show?
Yes. No, very good.
Plenty of people here to wander around and look at what's on display.
Oh, great show.
Yeah.
Azar's done an awesome job here.
Not as easy as it looks, I'm
Oh,
sure.
no,
Lots of stuff behind
no.
the scenes. So mount shop, many of you might not know, obviously they do mounts, silicon hose, aluminium pipe, all kinds of stuff like that, but recently they've taken over the suspension side of George Stocks, a long-standing New Zealand company. So now, Hemi, you've added to your undercar list of stuff with the springs and shocks we have here on display.
Correct.
So tell us a bit about what you got here.
Well, what we have H&R springs, German quality brand. Suits a lot of Euro and Japanese vehicles.
If you're wanting the stunts.
Yes, if you want the stunts. Yes. Thanks, Foggy.
Yeah, you can see where Chris got it from.
Yes. And then we have the King spring.
They're made in Australia.
Australia made. Predominantly Kings over the years are one of the leading King suppliers, but they've changed their ranging now to suit a lot more SUV, four-wheel drive, double cab. So that's where their market is there. We carry a big range of these to suit most four-wheel drives in New Zealand. And then in the back we've got the KYB range of springs as well. Not as big a range, but good quality spring again. KYB, same shock absorbers, made in Japan.
That's interesting. I didn't even know KYB made springs. So.
No, well, nor did I until we found them.
Yeah, there you go.
But I mean, between H&R for all your European vehicles, we carry, there's about 480 different sets on the shelf, different SKUs.
Yep.
So typical Germans, very anal in their listings and their manufacture. So if you got a A3 Audi and you want to put a set of springs in it, depending what engine you've got in it, of course all the spring rates, they got different kits.
Be the bang on thing.
Yes, so we carry all that.
Very German.
And if you come and see our warehouse in the concourse, you'll see it's loaded with lots of different springs.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah. So.
And over here we've got the shock absorbers, which obviously go nicely with the springs.
Correct. So
once again, some very quality brands with KYB and Coney. There's the not quite state of the art, but a very nice double adjustable race shock.
Yes.
That Coney made for many years. Coney's a Dutch company.
Yes, Dutch. So we carry the race shock all the way through to your standard car strut and telescopic shocks on the Coney side. Predominantly a lot more for European. But then of course Coney still do the old Aussie and American muscle car classic shocks, which we also have on the shelf. Then of course we have KYB, another quality product. Here is a Tina Force, which is a heavy duty shock for your standard utes. So if you're carrying a bit of load, you don't want to lift it, but she's sagging in the bum a bit and that sort of carry on. We have the Tina, which is a great shock. And then we have the Scorched 4, which is for lifted utes and lifted vehicles. So in between the whole range with KYB, which we have about 3,800 SKUs.
Yep.
So we can cover passenger car, four-wheel drive, lifted and heavy duty. So
and all good quality stuff, no knockoff stuff, and a good New Zealand-owned company that supports our industry. So it'd be great if you could come and support Hemi and the mount shop for all your undercar stuff. So thanks, Hemi. Or should I say, thanks, Hemi.
Oh, thanks, Foggy.
He's become quite famous, hasn't he, old Chris?
Yes, Chris.
Come over. Here he is. He's the famous man. Tell us about. Hello, Chris. Thanks, Chris. He's the man you've all seen and have been entertained by in the mount shop ads, Chris. So he's going to get some shirts with "Thanks, Foggy" on them. I think that'll work well.
The new logo.
Yeah. Well, cheers, Hemi. Thanks for showing us around. And
no worries.
At one stage, we're going to come and have a look around the warehouse and everything, so people can see the massive range of stock that you have.
Yep. See what we've got, and then you'll be able to see all the rest of the undercar product we've got as well.
That's a huge range.
Yes.
Cheers.
Thank you.
So here we go. You want to know about hours in painting a car? Look at this. Just the masking for every colour. The metal flake that's gone into this is phenomenal. There's ghost colours within the colours. It's just hours. I would hate to think how many hours have gone into the job. I would say 1,000. But then you've got to flatten it down, clear it, and polish it. I'm not going to touch the car, but you won't even be able to feel any lines in those colours. And to do that, again, it's just time, and time costs money. So if you think you want this on your car, think again. But look at this. just in the little detail here. Everything's hidden. The metal flake is just popping. The color, the burgundy is just on its own. I mean, it's a cherry color to me, but mate, this is a piece of art. I wouldn't even want to drive it. I'd just park it in my shed and leave it. But mate, again, just another phenomenal car that's here.
So you don't often think of race cars being show cars, but here's one that's a bit of both. A, very, very fast, and B, very, very clean. Owned by my old mate Bruce Mannon and built, it's actually been reshelled. He had a big crash at Leadfoot Festival a few years ago, and they reshelled it and made it really nice. It was starting to show its age, but always been extremely fast. 400 horsepower, 2.7 litre engine. It's basically Bruce's baby. They've spent a lot of time and money and effort developing it, and it is extremely fast. Probably one of New Zealand's fastest escorts, for sure. So it turns out this isn't actually Bruce's car, but it's an exact replica owned by this lovely gentleman. And parts of Bruce's original car that I said got wrecked at Leadfoot live to tell a day. The window, that's pretty much all that was left of the original car. But Bruce is very lucky to walk away from that crash. It was a real nasty one. But look at the detail in this car, it's just gorgeous. So this car is starting to show a little bit of age. It was originally commissioned by Jonah Lomu, and for Jonah Lomu, should I say. Obviously, you've blown something or other under the bonnet. Crazy car, but yeah, it just shows if you do it properly in the first place, they can last for a little while and provide everlasting happiness to all involved. So yeah, cool to see Jonah's old car here.
Well, it's been a great show. But as I was saying, walking around before, and all the paint jobs and everything else, it's got to start with the metal, right? If the metal's not right and the prep's not done right, you don't get those finishes. So time is money, and the only way you're going to do it is by hands. Machines don't do all that. Machines might polish the paint at the end, but to get it to that quality, mate, hats off to it. And hats off to all the guys behind the scenes, the staff and all the workshops and Kayton's workers and everything else, mate. Awesome show.
Big job. And if you haven't never done a car like that, you don't realise the hours and the money and the sweat and the sacrifices that go into it.
And the passion. I mean, these guys are passionate about their cars. I mean, it shows. Their display, the displays that they put up for their cars is passionate. They want to show their cars off. Mate, awesome. It's like I say, this is as good as you get anywhere. It's not as big as some of the shows, but mate, its quality is up there with everything.
Absolutely. Been great. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time for more in-depth, weird and wonderful things that we get involved with.
Whatever we find.
Thanks, Steve.
Awesome, Angus.
Cheers.
And Zar, fantastic job.
Go pro wear.